You check your monthly statement, you see the points you've accumulated, and you assume your credit card strategy is working perfectly. But beneath those positive numbers, there is a constant, unseen leak in your system. Standard credit card statements only show you the rewards you successfully captured. Because they never display the value of the points you left on the table, they create a false confidence in how well your wallet is actually performing. A true missed reward is an exact mathematical gap. It is the difference between the rewards you actually received and the maximum rewards you could have received if you would use the optimal card for that specific transaction. This comparison matrix shows exactly how that gap operates in practice. On the left, a standard statement lists the green, positive rewards earned for a month of identical purchases. But on the right, we expose the hidden data, the exact dollar value lost by swiping the wrong piece of plastic. Routing a single grocery run to a 1% flat card instead of a 4% category card feels negligible in the moment. Over 12 months, those repeated minor calculation errors compound into massive financial leakage. Managing multiple credit cards is a strict return on spend problem. If your tracking system only celebrates what you won, you are entirely blind to what your current setup is costing you. The easiest way to build a wallet is to chase the highest headline earn rates, the flashy 5 and 6% multipliers marketed by issuers. But those numbers are theoretical maximums, not guaranteed returns. The first major variable that fractures that theoretical math is the category cap. This line chart tracks an aggressive spending strategy colliding with a hidden limit. Point accumulation is steep and highly profitable through Q1 and Q2, but it hits a ceiling and flatlines the moment that invisible cap threshold is crossed in Q3. Once you exhaust a category cap, continuing to spend on that card drops your earn rate down to a baseline of 1%. The intended ROI of the card evaporates instantly. Grabbing the wrong card out of your physical wallet by accident is a simple misswipe. Hitting a grocery cap in August and continuing to use that card through December is a structural flaw in your strategy. Evaluating a card strictly on its marketing multiplier guarantees you will leak value. Your tracking system has to dynamically account for real-time cap exhaustion to be useful. Stepping back from individual transactions reveals an even larger issue at the portfolio level. We have to question the baseline assumption that premium cards automatically generate more value. The second major variable eroding your return is annual fee drag. Look at this waterfall chart. We start with a high theoretical return of $1,000. But once we sequentially subtract the heavy upfront annual fee and the monetary value of the lifestyle perks you didn't actually use, we are plunging the final net return deep into the negative. If your specific, real-world spending habits do not mathematically clear that fixed upfront cost, the card becomes a structural liability. When you run the actual math, a baseline zero-fee flat-rate card frequently yields a higher net cash position at the end of the year than a heavily marketed premium option. The largest source of missed rewards is rarely swiping the wrong card at checkout. Often, it is paying to carry the wrong card in your portfolio in the first place. Manual spreadsheet tracking relies on a massive blind spot. It assumes that every reward point holds a static, identical value to cash. That brings us to the third variable you must control: real valuation, or cents per point. Users constantly fall into the trap of aspirational tracking. They calculate their wallet's return assuming they will consistently book high-value first-class international redemptions, even if their actual travel habits look nothing like that. This split-screen bar chart exposes that illusion. On the left, we map a towering aspirational value for a popular points ecosystem. On the right, we map the exact same points when redeemed for statement credits. In reality, that massive bar physically drops below a baseline 2% cashback card. If your actual redemption behavior defaults to standard travel portals or basic statement credits, a complex point strategy is mathematically inferior to cashback. Tracking your returns based on aspirational point values creates a dangerous false positive. It actively masks a weak financial strategy behind issuer marketing hype. Even when the math perfectly aligns, there is a heavy psychological toll to optimization. Juggling multiple cards across dynamic, constantly shifting merchant categories requires intense focus. The final and most unpredictable variable is compliance failure. This quadrant chart plots cognitive effort against financial impact, showing the direct relationship between how hard a wallet is to manage and its vulnerability to human error. A two-card setup sits in the low-effort, moderate-impact zone. It is highly stable. A five-card ecosystem promises high impact, but requires massive cognitive effort, making it highly volatile the moment a single error occurs. The primary culprits for these errors aren't daily purchases. They are recurring digital subscriptions, automated utility bills, and unoptimized default cards sitting unchecked in your mobile wallet. Add external factors like unpredictable merchant coding, unannounced rule changes by the issuers, and location-based network differences, and your manual cheat sheet is mathematically guaranteed to fail. A simplified wallet strategy executed with flawless compliance will always yield far more total net value than a theoretical five-card maximum riddled with human error. To translate this theory into execution, pull your data and conduct a ruthless 90-day transaction audit. You have to separate the acceptable human noise of a one-time misswipe from the expensive, repeating structural failures on heavy categories like groceries or recurring bills. This flowchart routes you to a strategy matching your behavior. If your audit reveals structural misses and low compliance, prune down to a stable two-card system. Conversely, for maximum value across multiple cards, abandon spreadsheets. Adopt an automated engine calculating transaction-by-transaction ROI. You are replacing flawed human memory and daily guesswork with an automated system that firmly locks in a guaranteed mechanical advantage. The true purpose of tracking missed rewards isn't to look back and regret past swipes. It is to aggressively adjust your portfolio until you have a setup that defaults to the absolute maximum value on your very next purchase.